All right, little mix up of plans, and we are headed to Trevor's friend's house where his truck is at. I've got my feeler gauges, I've got a ratchet and everything to turn the truck over to top dead center. Hopefully we can get it to top dead center and get everything all figured out. Hopefully we get his truck either running right today when we get the valve lash set correctly, or we can at least find a bad injector. I'm praying it's the valve lash. I'm praying. I'm really hoping for Trevor he doesn't have to buy another injector. But if that's the case, if we get the valve lash set right and it's still smoking really bad or whatever, then we'll test the injectors. But hopefully it's just the valve lash. I've got my feeler gauges with me and we're headed there. So I'll pick you guys up when we get there. All right, so we're back over here working on Trevor's truck, and God just might love us tonight. This truck is already at top dead center. So if you go down on the bottom of the crank and you look, it'll say whether it's at 0 degrees, 180 degrees, or top dead center. The truck's at top dead center right now. What are the freaking odds of that? He started up when he got here and shut it off, and it stopped at top dead center. And how I could tell was, see, this rock arm right here is not moving. This one has some play in it. This one has some play in it. That one has some play in it. They all had some play in it except for this first one. And I remember we took this bolt off right here to begin with. So we're going to loosen this up until we can fit our feeler gauges in there and get this thing squared away. So I'm not going to record the whole process. I forgot my tripod at the house, but we're going to get all these valve lashes set correctly and get this thing back up and going. All right, so we adjusted the intake and exhaust rocker on one, because that's the one that he took off when we did the injectors. And then we did 2, 4, 5, 6, like we jumped around because we like kept reading different forums that said different things. And then finally we just went off one forum, did the intake, did the exhaust, and we like, screw it, we just want to see. We fired it up and it did not smoke at all. Like puff of white smoke when it first started, then no smoke at all. And I like made the comment, I was like, hey, watch you start it, and it idled perfectly fine, and it did. And now we're both confused because we're like, was this the issue the entire time? So he's putting the valve cover back on right now, and we're gonna see if it idles normal, and he's gonna try driving it back and forth and see if it does anything weird. We're both kind of like on edge right now because we don't trust it. We've been through freaking PTSD with this damn truck. So, very curious to see if it runs fine. All right, so I'm gonna try and fill you guys in somewhat on what's going on with this video, because this was meant to be all one video, but if you guys watched the previous video, it didn't end up being all one video because I didn't realize I already had like 20 minutes of footage going into the other video that I didn't want to make this a 30-minute video because it's not super entertaining. But if you have a 24 valve Cummins and you're chasing an issue like this, I'm gonna try and fill you guys in on what happened. So we replaced the injectors because he was having issues with losing power above 70 miles an hour. And he read some forums online. I will say, to back up Trevor, the forums suck for this truck. Trying to find just a straight up answer in the forums is impossible. Everyone's just like, injectors. It's your injectors. Just replace your injectors. So he bought injectors and we replaced them, and then everything was fine. And then he got almost home that night and had check engine lights come on for fuel pressure and stuff like that. So he replaced these sensors, still didn't fix it. So he put new injector lines on, and then the truck wouldn't start. Found out injector 3 was failed, sent injector 3 in. It was full of trash. He had to buy a new injector. We got injector 3 put in the last video. And when he started the truck, I could like actually hear that his valve lash was off. I could hear it pushing air back out the intake, and it didn't sound right coming out of the exhaust. So I knew his exhaust valves were not opening all the way, allowing the exhaust pressures to be pushed out. Therefore, it was pushing it back through the intake, and it was causing almost a backfire through the intake. I could like actually hear that. So in this video, I got my feeler gauges, we brought them over, and we reset everything. Now, I'm learning as I go with this. Trevor's learning as he goes with this. Neither one of us know exactly what we're doing, but we do know that, well, I know how to adjust valve lash. I've done it on lawnmowers my whole life growing up. So I understand the concept of a feeler gauge. but trying to find the correct order and the truck that top dead center, the forums were very confusing. One guy was saying if you see TDC on the harmonic balancer at the bottom, that means it's at top dead center. But then I found another forum that said that's at bottom dead center, and then I found other forums backing up that evidence that when TDC is at the bottom, that's bottom dead center. You want to take a 15mm socket, put it on one of the harmonic balancer bolts, and rotate that until you get top dead center at the 12 o'clock position, which I then did, and then we adjusted the appropriate valves. I apologize, I don't remember which. You want to adjust in what order. There's intake and then there's valve. I will say your intake rocker arm is the smaller rocker arm. The exhaust rocker arm is the larger one. And you want to adjust in an appropriate order, rotate a full 360, and then do that again. We 100% knew the intake and exhaust rocker arms on intake 1 or injector 1, however you want to pronounce that. We knew for a fact those were off because Trevor accidentally took off the jam nut that holds the rocker arm in place when we were first doing the injector. So we knew for a fact those were off. We got that set back in. We got the 4th, 5th injector set right, and then this is where we are at. So let you guys keep watching.
I'm gonna let it prime for a minute to get the air out.
All right. Well, we didn't mess with any of the injector lines.
That's true.
Nothing. A little bit of like grayish black smoke when it started, like normal.
Power or not.
I mean, we can move the stuff and just drive it around the neighborhood.
Yeah, because there's a cul-de-sac right down like that.
Yeah, I mean, you would be fucking within feet of here. Yeah. If something happens, we just pull it back with my truck.
Yeah. Well, I'll let it fucking idle.
No, I'll say it. What's your RPM sitting at?
300, which is still way off according to the specs, but...
Yeah, I know yesterday when I sat in it, I felt the rough idle a lot more.
It still sounds different right now, but at the same time, it's like...
It's not idling anywhere near as bad as it was yesterday.
Yeah, it's not shaky like it was.
Dude, like yesterday, it made my legs go numb.
It's not smoking, so I'm gonna let it run this time. Because the last night, I didn't want to keep it running. That was really freaking me out. I'm gonna keep it running, let it see if it'll warm up, turn some of that shit off.
You don't hear the sucking sound this time. Remember from the intake yesterday? The sucking sound it had? It doesn't have it now.
You can hear it. It's good for those close. It's kind of... It also sounds like it's like...
No, yesterday it was like that sounds fucking weird to represent, but fucking sound like I'm slobbing on somebody's fucking dick.
Sound like you're just macking some mac and cheese. No, it's not near as bad.
No, it's not as loud.
It doesn't have that blowing ear feeling anymore either.
No. The valve lash is a lot more
active. I don't know what the fuck to do with my life right now.
Still. Did it always break up like that when it's a high idle?
I don't know. I don't even remember now. I haven't driven this bitch in so long, bro. Like...
I mean, idling good and dry. It's not. If you want, I'll get out here and watch when you take off and as you're driving to see if it's smoking.
Alright.
smoking the entire time. Literally the entire time it just smoked. It's white smoking. It's actually kind of blue, to be honest. And it's got a weird smell to it. I don't know how to describe it, but it's almost like a burnt smell. You know, that could be that injector not firing right. If it's not firing right, it might be getting hot, and that's the burnt smell. We need to test the injectors again. Well, this has become a shit show. We've had nothing but issues with this truck ever since we did the injectors, and I feel like shit, so I'm sorry, Trevor. I feel like I'm at fault for this, but let's keep messing with it, I guess. Alright, so hopefully you guys can see me in this super poor lighting, and GoPros suck at low light. But we're back at the house. Trevor's truck is again not fixed. I think the last clip you guys saw was it pulling back in the yard or whatever. We tested injector 2, 4, and tested injector 2 and 4. They're both working. We're debating on testing 3. We don't have a way to test 1, and then testing injector 6. But tomorrow I'm gonna start a new video. I don't want to drag this video on any more than it already is. Tomorrow I'm gonna bring my OBD2 scanner over, hook it up, and see what codes are there. We did the little key switch on his truck, but the codes haven't been cleared on his truck. So we're gonna clear them, drive the truck around the neighborhood, see if it throws another code. If it is, chase it down and see if that's the cause of it. Trevor seems to think that he's still got a bad injector somewhere in there. I'm praying that he doesn't. I'm praying that there's something that we're overlooking. I'm praying that there's something else going on. But thank you guys if you made it to the end of the video. Thank you a lot. This kind of video just been all over the place, but like I said, 2022, I'm recording everything. We didn't fix the truck. I'm still posting the video. I'm tired of waiting for videos to be perfect until they upload. So this year you're getting the real deal of everything. Just tired of waiting weeks to post a video just for something to be perfect. So you guys are getting the real deal of my life. I'm showing everything, whether working on a truck, we're going hunting, we're going fishing, building shit, whatever it might be, you guys are seeing it. The Aaron Cates channel is no longer just fully automotive. The Aaron Cates channel is about Aaron Cates. That's what this channel, it's what I want it to be about. It's what it's going to be about. So if you guys want to join the journey, if you guys enjoy the videos, hit the subscribe button. I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.